Unlock your limitless memory. 12 proven steps to remember anything and learn faster. Unlock your limitless memory. Part 1. Focus, understand, and simplify. Step 1. Master your focus. Have you ever sat down to study only to realize an hour later that you remembered almost nothing? The culprit is usually scattered attention. Focus is the bedrock of memory, yet it is often overlooked in a world of constant distraction. Why focus matters? Memory is not like a hard drive that automatically stores everything. Your brain filters information constantly, keeping what seems relevant and discarding the rest. Without attention, nothing is tagged as important, and your memory never registers it. Think of your focus as the spotlight that illuminates what deserves to be remembered. Creating a focus-friendly environment. Physical space. Choose a quiet area, free from visual clutter. A tidy desk, proper lighting, and minimal noise help your brain signal this is learning time. Digital environment. Phones, notifications, and social media are attention thieves. Consider apps like Freedom or Forest to block distractions. Even putting your phone in another room can dramatically improve concentration. Mental preparation. Before learning, take 1 to 2 minutes to breathe deeply, clear your mind, and set an intention. I will absorb and retain this information fully.
Practical exercises to strengthen focus. Pomodoro technique. Work in 25-minute focused bursts with 5-minute breaks. Gradually extend focus intervals as your concentration improves. Mindful noticing. Each time your mind wanders, gently return to the task. This mental push-up strengthens the attention muscle.
Story example. Consider Emma, a medical student. She spent hours reading textbooks but couldn't recall what she learned. After redesigning her study space, silencing her phone, and using the Pomodoro method, she noticed a dramatic improvement. Within weeks, she retained complex medical pathways with ease. Focus is a skill, not a trait. Every moment you train your attention, your memory becomes more powerful. Step 2. Understand before you memorize. Memorizing without comprehension is like painting over cracks in a wall. It may look fine temporarily, but it will crumble under pressure. True memory is built on meaning. Why understanding strengthens memory? The brain remembers meaning far better than raw data. Connecting new knowledge to what you already know creates a network of associations, making retrieval easier. Understanding allows your brain to reconstruct knowledge even if you forget exact details. Practical methods to deepen understanding. The teach-back method. After learning, explain the material in your own words, as if teaching someone else. Chunking. Break complex information into smaller, coherent parts. For example, instead of memorizing all the steps of cellular respiration at once, divide it into glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and electron transport. Analogies and metaphors. Relate abstract concepts to real-life experiences. Learning about electrical circuits? Think of electrons like water flowing through pipes. Story example. John struggled to memorize history dates until he began connecting events with personal stories or modern parallels. He remembered the French Revolution by imagining a chaotic kitchen where bakers overthrew the head chef. The absurdity made the memory unforgettable. Tips. Ask why at every step. Understanding the reason behind a fact cements it in memory. Avoid rote repetition until comprehension is achieved. Repetition without understanding is wasted energy. Step 3. Simplify and visualize. Once you understand, simplification and visualization turn abstract knowledge into vivid, unforgettable memory. The brain loves simplicity and images. Why visualization works. The human brain is evolutionarily tuned to remember images and stories, not abstract words. Engaging multiple senses enhances memory pathways. Humor, absurdity, or exaggeration in visualization makes information stick. Techniques to visualize and simplify. Mind maps. Draw relationships between concepts. This visual representation strengthens connections. Storytelling. Turn facts into narratives. A list of biology terms. Imagine a microscopic city with characters representing each term. The memory palace. Associate information with familiar spatial locations. Walking through a mental palace allows you to recall complex information sequentially. Example exercise. You need to remember the planets in order: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Visualize a tiny Mercury racing around a fiery track, Venus blowing kisses, Earth waving, Mars wielding a red flag, and so on. By turning each planet into a character, recall becomes effortless. Tips. Use humor or exaggeration. It activates emotional memory. Combine colors, shapes, and sounds in your visualization to create a multi-sensory experience. Review your images mentally to reinforce the memory. Story example. Sarah struggled with medical terminology. She began creating mental characters for each term, linking them into silly, vivid stories. Suddenly, she could recall complex sequences and definitions without notes. Practical daily practice. Pick one chapter or topic daily. Read, understand, then create a mind map and vivid visualization. Spend 10 minutes walking through your mental palace before bed. This reinforces memory during sleep.
Unlock your limitless memory. Part 2. Repeat, write, and teach. Step 4. The power of repetition. Spaced review. Repetition is often dismissed as tedious, yet it is one of the most powerful memory tools known to science. But it's not about mindlessly repeating something over and over in a single session. True repetition, or spaced repetition, harnesses the brain's natural learning rhythms. Why spaced repetition works? Information is first stored in short-term memory, a fragile and temporary place. Without revisiting, most of it fades within hours or days. Spaced repetition strengthens the neural pathways, moving knowledge from short-term to long-term memory. How to apply spaced repetition? Initial review. Right after learning something new, review it briefly. This consolidates the memory. Second review. Review again after 24 to 48 hours. Subsequent reviews. Gradually increase intervals, after a week, then 2 weeks, then a month. Practical tools. Flashcards. Digital apps like Anki or Quizlet automate spaced repetition for you. Written notes. Review your handwritten notes at planned intervals. Self-quizzing. Periodically test yourself without looking at the material. Struggling to recall strengthens memory more than easy recall. Story example. Alex, a law student, struggled with hundreds of case names and statutes. Initially, he crammed all night before exams and forgot everything in weeks. After implementing spaced repetition with flashcards, revisiting content in structured intervals, he retained cases months later and passed exams with confidence. Tips. Focus on quality of review, not quantity. Even 10 to 15 minutes per review session works wonders. Mix old and new material to create a dynamic review system. Celebrate progress. Every successful recall reinforces motivation. Repetition is not a chore. It's a secret accelerator of memory, allowing you to retain more while studying less.
Step 5. Write by hand. Engage deep learning. In a digital age, typing dominates, but writing by hand changes the way your brain processes information. It forces you to slow down, reflect, and internalize knowledge. Why handwriting enhances memory? Engages multiple senses: visual, seeing letters; tactile, feeling the pen; and cognitive, choosing words. Encourages active learning, deciding what's important and summarizing it in your own words. Strengthens connections between different brain areas, improving long-term retention. Practical methods. Summarize material. After reading a chapter, write a summary in your own words. Cornell Notes System. Split the page into cues, notes, and summary to organize knowledge efficiently. Diagrams and sketches, even simple drawings or flowcharts, enhance understanding and recall. Example exercise. You're studying the human circulatory system. Instead of typing a paragraph, draw the heart, label arteries and veins, and summarize blood flow in your own words. By combining writing and visuals, the information sticks far longer than digital notes alone. Story example. Liam, an engineering student, initially typed all his notes. He found it hard to recall formulas during exams. Switching to handwritten notes, summarizing concepts, and sketching diagrams dramatically improved his ability to solve problems without looking at textbooks. Tips. Focus on concepts, not transcription. The act of deciding what matters strengthens memory. Use colored pens or highlighters to differentiate ideas. Color acts as a memory cue. Make handwriting a daily habit. Even 15 to 20 minutes per day reinforces learning. Handwriting isn't old-fashioned. It's a memory supercharger that keeps your brain active and engaged. Step 6. Teach what you learn, solidify knowledge. Teaching is arguably the most powerful way to remember anything. Explaining knowledge forces your brain to organize, simplify, and retrieve information actively. Why teaching works. Converts passive learning into active learning. Reveals gaps in understanding, giving you the chance to clarify concepts. Strengthens memory through repetition, organization, and engagement. Ways to teach effectively. Peer teaching. Explain ideas to friends, family, or classmates. Self-teaching. Speak out loud to yourself, as if presenting to an audience. Record yourself. Make short videos or audio clips explaining a topic, then review them. Use the Feynman technique. Choose a topic. Explain it in simple words as if teaching a child. Identify gaps in your explanation and revisit them. Simplify further until you can explain clearly and concisely. Story example. Nina, a language learner, used the Feynman technique to master English grammar. She would record herself explaining tenses, then listen back to identify mistakes. Within months, her grammar became instinctive, and she retained rules far longer than by studying alone.
Practical tips. Teach immediately after learning to reinforce memory. Don't worry about perfection. Clarity and simplification matter more than flawless delivery. Combine teaching with visualization, mnemonics, or storytelling for extra retention. Teaching transforms information from something you remember temporarily into knowledge that becomes part of you. It's like building a house. Learning gives you bricks. Teaching arranges them into walls and roofs that stand strong. Integrating steps 4 through 6 into daily life. Start each study session by focusing fully, step 1, and understanding the material, step 2. After comprehension, write key points by hand, step 5. Schedule repeated reviews at spaced intervals, step 4. Teach what you've learned, either aloud, to a friend, or via digital recordings. Step 6. This integration creates a powerful cycle of learning, retention, and mastery.
Each step reinforces the others. Writing aids repetition. Teaching deepens understanding. And spaced reviews consolidate everything into long-term memory. Example daily routine. Morning, 60 minutes, focused study plus handwritten notes. Afternoon, 15 to 20 minutes, review material learned yesterday, spaced repetition. Evening, 10 to 15 minutes, teach aloud what you learned using notes and visualizations. By following this cycle consistently, memory retention improves dramatically, confidence grows, and learning becomes both efficient and enjoyable. Key takeaways for Part 2. Repetition with spacing is your memory's best friend. Handwriting engages multiple senses, turning passive reading into active learning. Teaching transforms knowledge into a permanent, usable skill. These three steps together form a triple-layered memory strategy, reinforcing understanding, retention, and recall. Anyone, regardless of age or natural memory ability, can implement these steps to unlock remarkable cognitive power.
Unlock your limitless memory. Part 3. Organize, connect, engage the senses. Step 7. Organize your information. Structure your mind. Imagine walking into a room where everything is scattered randomly. Finding what you need is exhausting, frustrating, and sometimes impossible. The brain works in a similar way. Organized information is far easier to remember and recall. Why organization matters. Our brains naturally love patterns and order. Organized knowledge reduces cognitive load, freeing mental resources for deeper understanding. Structured material forms mental shelves, making recall faster and more reliable. Practical methods to organize knowledge. Chunking. Break large amounts of information into smaller, related groups. Example, instead of memorizing 20 new English words individually, group them by category: fruits, colors, emotions. This reduces overload and allows your brain to store multiple items as a single chunk. Headings, bullet points, and diagrams. Notes become a map of ideas rather than a wall of text. Headings act like road signs, bullet points break information into digestible pieces, diagrams show connections visually. Hierarchical structure. Identify main ideas first, then add supporting details beneath them. Example, if learning about photosynthesis, first note process of converting sunlight into energy, then subpoints light absorption, chlorophyll, glucose production, etc. Story example. Ella, a medical student, initially tried memorizing hundreds of facts about human anatomy line by line. She struggled during exams. After restructuring her notes into organized categories, diagrams, and flowcharts, she could recall systems, functions, and interactions effortlessly. Tips. Review your notes periodically and reorganize as you gain better understanding. Use mind maps, Step 8 will expand this, to visually connect concepts. Clear, organized notes reduce stress and make revision enjoyable. Key insight. An organized mind is a memory playground. Every idea has a home. Every connection has a path. Disorganization is memory sabotage. Structure is memory empowerment.
Step 8. Connect new knowledge to existing knowledge. Build mental bridges. Your brain is a master networker. New information sticks best when it links to something you already know. Connections create multiple retrieval paths, making recall easier and faster. How connections strengthen memory? Linking new ideas to old memories reinforces neural pathways. The brain transforms isolated facts into meaningful knowledge networks. The more personal and vivid the connection, the stronger the memory. Practical strategies. Association. Connect new facts to experiences, visuals, or emotions. Example: learning the word bicycle in a new language? Recall your last bike ride, the feel of the pedals, the sound of wheels on pavement. Analogy and comparison. Relate new concepts to familiar ideas. Example: electrical circuits are like water flowing through pipes. Resistance slows flow just like a narrow pipe slows water. Storytelling. Turn facts into short stories or narratives. Example: to memorize historical events, imagine them as a timeline narrative with characters, motives, and consequences. Story example: David struggled to memorize complex computer science algorithms. By relating each algorithm to a real-world task, sorting books on a shelf, navigating a map, he created vivid mental analogies. Months later, he could solve complex problems without referencing notes. Tips. Ask yourself after learning, what does this remind me of? Use personal experiences to make abstract ideas concrete. Build mental spiderwebs where each new idea links to multiple existing nodes. Key insight. Learning in isolation is fragile. Connecting new knowledge transforms random facts into a living web of memory, making recall effortless and meaningful. Step 9. Engage all your senses. Make learning multidimensional. Memory is strongest when learning is an experience, not a passive activity. Engaging multiple senses, sight, sound, touch, even smell, create multiple memory pathways, strengthening retention. Why multisensory learning works? Each sense adds a thread to the memory web. The brain encodes information more robustly when multiple senses are involved. Sensory-rich learning is enjoyable, which boosts motivation and focus. Practical strategies. Sight. Use colors, diagrams, symbols, and highlights in your notes. Visual storytelling. Turn abstract concepts into images in your mind. Sound. Read material aloud to yourself. Listen to audio versions or explain content as if teaching. Music or rhythmic patterns can aid memorization, as in songs for formulas or sequences. Touch and movement. Write by hand, manipulate physical objects, or use gestures to represent concepts. For example, use actual fruits to learn vocabulary, or create 3D models for anatomical studies. Smell and taste where applicable. While subtle, incorporating scents like essential oils while studying can act as associative triggers.
Story example. Sophie, a language learner, combined flashcards, handwriting, and speaking exercises. She associated new words with images and even small gestures. Within months, vocabulary recall became almost automatic. Each sense contributed a separate memory path, making forgetting nearly impossible. Tips. Turn abstract concepts into mini experiences. Mix and match sensory methods for richer encoding. Make learning playful and imaginative. Fun enhances memory. Key insight. Learning with all senses transforms knowledge from flat text into a vivid, living experience. The brain loves experiences. It forgets plain facts. Engage your senses, and your memory becomes nearly indestructible. Integrating steps 7 through 9 into daily life. Organization. Begin by structuring your notes into chunks, diagrams, and logical sequences. Connection. As you organize, link each new piece of information to something familiar. Multisensory engagement. Add colors, visuals, spoken explanations, or hands-on activities. Example daily routine. Morning. Review previous notes, reorganize into logical chunks, and add connections. Afternoon. Learn new material using color-coded diagrams and visual associations. Evening. Speak aloud or act out concepts to reinforce sensory encoding. Benefits of integration. Information becomes meaningful, connected, and durable. Studying transforms from tedious repetition into an immersive experience. Multisensory, connected, and organized learning accelerates recall and mastery. Key takeaways for Part 3. Organize knowledge to reduce cognitive load and create clear mental paths. Connect new information to existing knowledge to strengthen memory networks. Engage all your senses to turn learning into an unforgettable experience. These 3 steps build upon the previous cycle of repeat, write, and teach, forming a comprehensive memory system. By structuring, linking, and experiencing knowledge, you create a brain that is agile, creative, and nearly impossible to overwhelm. Unlock your limitless memory. Part 4. Sleep, nutrition, exercise, and mindset. Step 10. Prioritize sleep. Let your brain consolidate. Sleep is not a luxury, it's a memory superpower. Without adequate sleep, all other learning strategies are undermined. Sleep transforms temporary, fragile knowledge into long-term, reliable memory. Why sleep is crucial. During deep and REM sleep, your brain actively processes the day's experiences. Short-term memory is transferred into long-term storage. Think of it as saving your brain's files permanently. Sleep strengthens neural connections, allowing faster retrieval later. Practical strategies for optimal sleep. Stick to a schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Your brain functions best with routine, improving alertness and memory. Optimize your environment. Keep your bedroom dark, quiet, and cool. Turn off screens at least 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Avoid caffeine or heavy meals late in the day.
Pre-sleep routine. Engage in calming activities like reading, gentle stretching, or meditation. Avoid stressful work or digital distractions immediately before bed. Story example. Marcus, a law student, often pulled all-nighters before exams. Despite hours of study, he forgot key points under pressure. After committing to 7 to 8 hours of sleep, he not only recalled more, but also solved problems faster, felt calmer during exams, and retained knowledge longer. Key insight. Sleep is your brain's natural memory cement. Without it, all the organization, connection, and sensory engagement in the world won't stick. Treat sleep as an essential study tool, not a reward. Step 11. Fuel your brain. Eat smart, remember better. The brain is a high-performance engine. It runs on the fuel you provide. Eating well dramatically impacts focus, learning speed, and memory retention. Brain-friendly foods include antioxidant-rich fruits. Blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries protect neurons from damage and improve communication between brain cells. Healthy fats. Omega-3 fatty acids from salmon, mackerel, walnuts, and flax seeds enhance brain plasticity. Brain cells require these fats to form strong connections. Vitamins and minerals. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, and broccoli provide vitamin K, lutein, and folate, associated with slower cognitive decline. Eggs supply choline, crucial for memory and learning. Proteins. Lean meats, beans, and legumes provide amino acids, essential for neurotransmitter production. Foods to avoid. Excess sugar, junk food, and highly processed items. These cause inflammation, energy crashes, and foggy thinking. Story example. Lena, a software developer, noticed she forgot code she had just written after a long day of sugary snacks and energy drinks. By switching to balanced meals with nuts, berries, and fish, her focus improved and recalling programming patterns became effortless. Practical tips: plan brain-friendly snacks, berries, nuts, yogurt, dark chocolate. Stay hydrated. Dehydration reduces concentration and memory performance. Treat food as fuel, not comfort. A nourished brain learns faster.
Step 12. Exercise and mindset. Energize body and mind. Memory thrives in a healthy body and a positive mind. Movement and attitude are two pillars of cognitive performance. A. Exercise. Activate your brain. Physical activity increases blood flow, oxygen, and nutrient delivery to the brain, boosting memory and focus. Benefits of regular movement. Enhanced neurogenesis. Exercise encourages the growth of new neurons, particularly in the hippocampus, critical for memory formation. Better mood and motivation. Endorphins reduce stress and anxiety, which often block recall. Improved sleep. Physical activity naturally regulates circadian rhythms, reinforcing step 10. Practical exercise routine. Daily 20 to 30 minutes, brisk walk, light jog, swimming, or cycling. Stretching and mobility. Maintain flexibility and circulation. Fun movement. Dance, martial arts, or sports. Enjoyment strengthens consistency. Story example. Oliver struggled with memorizing chemistry formulas. Incorporating 30-minute daily walks not only boosted his energy, but he found that memorization became smoother. He attributed the improvement to better circulation, clearer focus, and reduced stress. B. Mindset. Positive, motivated, and mindful. Your brain is highly sensitive to your beliefs and emotions. A positive mindset creates the perfect environment for memory growth. Why mindset matters? Stress and negative self-talk impair attention, the gateway to memory. Motivation fuels consistent effort, ensuring practice and repetition. Positive emotions reinforce neural connections, making memories more resilient. Strategies to cultivate a strong mindset. Self-affirmation. Daily phrases like, "I am improving every day," or "I can master this," boost confidence and attention. Celebrate small wins. Each successful recall, solved problem, or learned concept reinforces your brain's reward system. Mindfulness and meditation. A calm mind focuses better, absorbs more, and retains information longer. Even 5 to 10 minutes of focused breathing or guided meditation strengthens attention control. Stress management. Deep breathing, short walks, or journaling reduce cortisol levels, which negatively affect memory. Story example. Amira, a medical student, often panicked before exams. Her memory failed under stress. By incorporating mindfulness, positive self-talk, and brief daily meditations, she improved not just recall, but her confidence. Learning became enjoyable instead of anxiety-inducing. Integrating steps 10 through 12 into daily life. Night. Sleep 7 to 8 hours. Review material lightly before bed if helpful. Daytime. Eat nutrient-rich meals, stay hydrated, and move regularly. Mindset. Begin each study session with positive affirmations. Take short mindfulness breaks to reset focus.
Example daily routine. Morning, 20-minute walk, healthy breakfast, review previous material. Afternoon, study with multi-sensory engagement. Connect new knowledge to old. Evening, light exercise, healthy dinner, mindfulness meditation, early bedtime. Benefits: well-rested, well-fed, physically active, and motivated brains absorb knowledge faster, recall easier, and remain sharp under pressure. Combining physical health and positive mindset amplifies all previous memory techniques. Key takeaways for Part 4. Sleep consolidates memory. Prioritize rest over cramming. Nutrition fuels cognition. Choose foods that enhance brain function. Exercise increases blood flow and neuron growth. Keep the body active. Mindset is your mental fertilizer. Positivity, motivation, and mindfulness strengthen memory pathways. Final integration of all 12 steps. By now, you've mastered a comprehensive framework. Pay full attention. Understand before memorizing. Use simple words and visualizations. Repeat with spaced intervals. Write by hand. Teach others. Organize information. Connect new knowledge to old. Engage all senses. Prioritize sleep. Fuel your brain with nutrition. Exercise and cultivate a positive mindset. Your memory is now more than recall. It's a lifestyle. Each step reinforces the others, creating a powerful, self-sustaining system where your brain performs at its peak. Organized and connected knowledge becomes effortless to recall. Multisensory learning and teaching deepen retention. Sleep, nutrition, exercise, and mindset provide the environment for growth. Imagine your mind as a muscle, library, and garden simultaneously. Muscle, exercise it daily. Repetition and practice strengthen it. Library, organize and categorize knowledge for instant access. Garden, feed, rest, and nurture your brain to grow ideas and connections. With consistent practice, patience, and motivation, you can remember more, forget less, learn faster and with joy, transform knowledge into wisdom.
If this message hit you, then don't just watch and leave. Like this video, share it to someone who needs this wake-up, and subscribe to this channel. Study yourself 1 hour a day. We are building a different breed here, a new generation of doers, people who don't wait for permission, people who build themselves daily, people who compound quietly and become untouchable over time. Hit subscribe, join the movement. 1 hour a day, every day. And in 1 year, your future self will not recognize you anymore. Let's grow. Let's execute. Let's dominate our own potential. Subscribe now and start becoming the person nobody can compete with.